What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5-Minute Rants. So today, I actually want to talk about how your excuses work better than you. And I want you to pause and think about this. Excuses legitimately work, and they work really hard. And I think one of the biggest things in life is to really overcome the excuses. And I've talked a lot about ownership over just the course of my life. And I've talked a lot about having ownership. And I think it's so important to know that the only reason why things have not happened in your life are because of you, or the outcomes you have in your life are because of you. And our lives, where we currently are, a culmination of decisions and actions that we've taken. And I'm saying this because there are lots of good reasons why not to do something. But there's also lots of good reasons to do something and to take action. And I think it's really important to really see, if you're looking to really fight for your dream, and if you're looking to really move forward in your life, that it's worth fighting for and worth doing something about, and not to convince yourself to back down or back out of what you want to pursue and what you want to do. You have a career in mind. You have a place where you want to have a family, right? You have a destination where you want to live, things like that. Like, it's important to really work for those things and to move forward into it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with pursuing things like that. I do think, though, oftentimes we'll convince ourselves not to do it. Andrew and I have talked a lot about this, about how the greatest plans die because of excuses, or we convince ourselves out not to do it. The greatest ideas die. I've said it like this: the greatest ideas die in the planning phase. And that's where you have a great idea, but then during the planning phase, you come up with all the reasons of why not and how not to and all these things. And it's really interesting how the excuses kill a lot of momentum, and they kill hopes and dreams along the way, and they kill great ideas. And it's so important to look and say, like, no, this is really how things are going to be. It's interesting because, I've had conversations with a lot of people like, man, I'm not doing that. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what people are going to think. I'm afraid of what they're going to think about me. And the honest truth is, man, that's not a good reason not to do something. That's not a good reason not to move forward. And those aren't good reasons. Like, if the people are not going to like you, they're not going to like you. It's just how it is. And valuing other people's opinion, right? And placing value on opinions when they're not out for your greater good and they're not out to serve you and love you, that is really a place where, honestly, it can be very detrimental to you personally. And I think it's really important to really step back and go, okay, what do I really want to accomplish with my life? And what do I really want to do? And who are the people that are for me with this? Now, I do think there is a balance between counsel and having wisdom and having people speak into your life. Like, there's a big balance between that and then having people who are negatively impacting you and they don't believe in you. That's radically different. If you have people who believe in you and they're talking to you like, hey, listen, here's some things that you should probably consider that may or may not be a good idea, I think that's of value, and you need those things in your life. However, just the excuses of, I don't have enough time, I don't have the skill set, I don't know how to do that, or how is that supposed to work? And when am I going to be able to do those things? Those are the excuses I'm talking about that really actually end up hurting you long term. And I think it's so important to really have a healthy mindset of not how am I going to do it, right? It's when am I going to start doing this? Because more often than not, when you start down the journey, when you start down the path of doing the things that you need to do, and you are going to end up down that path and further along than you thought you could be. And more often than not, it's actually getting to the starting line and then crossing that starting line that is the hardest part about doing any work. And that is the hardest part about actually moving forward. Because once you're rolling, you're rolling. And once you begin down that path, you're going to go down that path. And I think it's interesting because it does take some risk. I was talking to a guy the other day, and we were talking about how we're both high risk tolerant people. And there's a balance to risk tolerance, but knowing and believing in yourself that you can do things and that you're able to accomplish is so vital. It's so vital for you personally. It's vital for relationships where you really believe in yourself. And it's vital in your professional life as just a core piece of who you are. And so anyways, all that being said, I'm just going to close with really choose to believe in yourself and listen to the people who love and care about you, and then Don't listen to the people who don't. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.